In this episode of Toysbackzen, we're going to be taking a look at a childhood collection that a friend of mine gave me. He was in my house the other day and he was helping with my internet. He was actually making my internet faster in my basement because I've got some Oculuses down in the basement and I got Xboxes and gaming computers and all kinds of stuff that my kids like to play. And our internet was lagging, so we needed to upgrade that, and he came down and did that for me. He's really good at it. And while he was here, he explained that he had a childhood collection that he wanted to give me. And so I went over to his house after he was done in my basement upgrading my internet, which works awesome now. Thank you, Bart. And he gave me this, and I was freaked out. He did tell me what it was, but I had no idea how good this collection was. And this is his childhood collection. Now, a little Easter egg, I'm going to show you. I have a couple of these in my collection, and they're not in great condition. They were just Smurfs that I had found in toy lots that I was buying other stuff, and they're not in great condition, missing an ear and whatever. So, but Smurfs was definitely a significant part of my young childhood, watching the cartoons and playing with the vinyl toys. I did have several of them. And so this is what he said he had. To my surprise, there are other things in here. This is really big. It's about 12 and a half, 13 inches tall, and about 14, 15 inches in diameter, and it is chock full of goodies. So let's open this up. Like I said, there's not just Smurfs in here. There were some other cool things. So we've got the 1981 Yoda puppet. Really cool. Put your hand in there and pretend you're Yoda. That's really cool. It's made of like a vinyl. And there's other Star Wars stuff in here, like some micro machines. And that's about it. The rest of it is pretty much all Smurfs. There's got to be over 50 Smurfs in here. A lot of different ones from a lot of years. And a little history on Smurfs, by the way. Smurfs actually was a promotional item that BP Oil made from an old, I think it's from an old German story, and Smurfs were characters from that story. They only played a small part of that story, but BP Oil thought that they were the perfect thing to get kids excited about buying or getting as a promotion. And from what I can tell, from what I've read, there was 3 levels of these toys, these vinyl toys, back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So first, BP Oil made them as a promotion, and they sold so well that they decided to contact a different company, which is Slike. This is the company here, Slike, I believe. And then they started producing them for BP Oil, or they started producing them just in the retail stores instead of just at BP Oil. And then later on, in 1974, this company stopped, and then another company called Bully was the company that took over these vinyl toys. And then, well, if you're from the 70s and 80s, you remember seeing the cartoons. And then since then, they've made movies, and they made more figures even today from the movies. So I'm going to take everything out of here, put it on the table, and we'll go through what we have here. We've got some box stuff. We've got all kinds of stuff. So give me a few minutes, and then we'll look at it in its entirety. So here's the full collection in its entirety. And if we take a look at what we have here, well, we do have some Yodas. We have a 3 3/4 inch Yoda there. We do have some Star Wars here. There is a Mickey Mouse, which is cool. And then we have these. these little mini ones here. All of these has an example of all those types. Now apparently from the beginning there was no stamps on the bottom of the feet for the promotions. So some of these, I haven't looked at all of their feet. Probably most of these have the stamps on the bottom of their feet. I don't think there's any ones from the early 60s, but there could be if I keep looking. There's quite a few variations and different ones here. If we look at, there's 3 of the same here. We've got 3 of the same here. We've got 2 of the same here. So there are doubles, and there's probably more doubles. I probably just didn't notice. There's a couple doubles here. And some of them do have a different paint job on them, even though they look the same. They look different, like these 2 here, the Native American ones. This one is in color, and this one has just the black and white feathers. We do have a couple of the astronaut ones where some of them don't have any paint, and I think this one here has the red on the zipper or something. So there are variations of all of these, and we even have this one here, which I don't even think is made to be a Smurf. I think it's just like a knockoff because it doesn't have any of the markings of the rest of these. This says Empire on them, so it must have been a different company that was making knockoffs. So that's really cool. If anybody's got any information about what I'm talking about and you want to correct me, that would be great. I'd have to say that my favorite things that I see here, I'm a musician, so of course we have a boxed drum kit with a Smurf singing, and we've got these 2 boxes here, and we've got 2 boxed greenhouses, and they're pretty much mint condition. We've got a green one here that was heavily played with, a red one, a blue one, and the large orange one. I think the large orange one was Papa Smurf. So that's really cool. We got a guy sitting in the pool, but I think probably some of my favorites are the ones I remember from my childhood. So one of those was this guy. He's a wizard. I had him from my childhood, and he is in really great condition. Has all the gold stars on him. And this says Payo on the bottom, and it says West Germany Bully. So this was made after 1974, and that makes sense because I think I was probably 5 or 6 when I started getting these. So that's when I had this guy, and there's a couple more that I had too. I think I had this one with the tennis racket, and of course I lost her tennis racket right away. I looked up a lot of information on these, and even the website was quite confusing on what was what. But as you can see, there are a lot of variations of stamps on their feet. This one says Payo, and this is Bully. So from what I can tell, this was after 1974. So yeah, but all of these boxes these boxes look like they're from the late 70s, early 80s, and they all say Slike on it. So it's hard to say how to date these things, but you can clearly tell that there are some that look a lot different than others, and I don't know if that's just from manufacturing, different companies manufacturing them. This one was made in Portugal. It says Payo on it. I also really like this guy. March is coming up, so of course we're going to have St. Patrick's Day. So there's our St. Patty's. We got Valentine's coming in about 3 or 4 days because it is the day that I'm recording this. It's 3 or 4 days before Valentine's. So we've got a Valentine's one here. There's one there. We got sports. We have kings. We have queens. We have scuba divers. We have the black guys there. They always said Gnap, 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 Gnap. I thought there was green ones that said that, but I guess these guys are the black guys. I think they were poisoned or something by Gargamel. Gnap, Gnap. We've got a guy lounging in the tub. We've got a nurse. Golf. And we have hiking, and we have guy from coming from the hospital, and we got a guy doing a handstand, and a guy that's a farmer and he's raking. And we've got this guy, and we've got a guy eating a hamburger, and we've got a guy eating a cake, and we've got a guy playing poker, and we've got a guy with a a lantern. He's having a party, I think. So all kinds of cool ones, and I think there. I think I had this one as a child too. So he's really cool. So thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen, and I hope you have learned something about Smurfs. It, most of it's inconclusive of what I've said, but it's just stuff that I've read online, and hopefully you can learn something from that. And I think I really scored with this. It's going to stay in my collection. I may take some of the doubles and resell the doubles or whatever because I don't need two of everything. But if they are variations, I definitely will keep the variations. And I want to also thank Bart for hooking me up with his childhood toys. This means a lot to me. I always like it when I get toys that has a story to them, especially from a friend, and they will be cherished in my collection for sure. And Bart, if you are watching this, you want to comment down below and give more of a history of how you got these toys as a child, that would be awesome. So thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have, I appreciate you watching my videos. If you haven't, just hit the button. It's free. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this collection. Does it bring back memories for you? It does me. Every time I look at a different character, I remember one of the shows that the character came from, like this guy here. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.